Hey chickies, here at Oh My Gosh Polish, mistakes will be made. As per usual, it'll be loads of fun, so you should totally subscribe now.
Today I'm feeling a little fruity, so I decided to do 4 different types of fruit on my 4 nails. I do have more nails, you know that, but I only ever show you 4 of them. Anyway, let's get into it. I really hope you like it. Starting off with a white base on all of my nails, and for that I'm using KESTER Black's French White. Here's your nail cleanup porn for this video. For those of you who do enjoy it, enjoy. For those of you who don't, please skip ahead now. First nail I'm going to be doing again using a latex free makeup sponge, so before I do that I'm going to add a coat of Seche Vite, and that will give me a really good base and ensure that the sponge doesn't pull up any of the base colour, which is obviously the white. I'm going to use liquid latex from Bliss Kiss, which is called Simply Peel, to protect the skin around my nails. Now this is the latex free sponge that I will be using. I buy them on eBay in bulk. I'll put links in the description box down below as per usual. Now I tend to use a latex, or switch from using latex sponges to latex free sponges a few years ago, and the reason for that is that they tend to have less peeling on the nail and you end up with less crap on your nail. Basically that's the reason why I switched, and I haven't looked back. A fruit prop, and that's half a piece of what is it, kiwi fruit. I didn't have any watermelon, cherries or lemon in my house, so it's just the kiwi fruit. It's very pretty though. Kiwi fruits are really pretty. Now to create the kiwi gradient I'm using a combination of KESTER Black's Pantone colour called Greenery and their French White. Now, I just wanted to mention the reason, I forgot to mention it earlier. I do pre-dampen my latex free sponges, and I started doing that a few years ago as well, and the reason for that is it tends to lessen the chance of the sponge or the polish drying out fast on the sponge, and therefore, because it's hard to explain, but when the polish dries out too quickly on the sponge and you dab too often or too much, you can end up with an issue of bits of the sponge ending up on your nail, and that's really where you don't want to be, because it looks terrible. You can see where when I put the polish onto the sponge, I put a little bit of white into the middle, and so that was supposed to transfer into the middle of my nail. It tended not to. Gosh, my perspective when I'm filming is a little bit off, as you can see, and as you've probably noticed in some of my previous videos where I can't draw a straight line down the middle of my nail because of my perspective, or it just could just be me. Who knows? Anyway, doesn't matter. Because of the way I'm doing it, it didn't really matter how many times I did it to try and correct it. It was always easy to correct. Sorry, I'm getting messages. I'm so popular. It virtually never happens. Anywho, so basically the end result is to get that a little bit of white into the middle of the nail, so that you can then do the black design around the outside to make it look like kiwi fruit. Trust me, well, you saw the photo at the beginning, you know it worked in the end. It just took me a few goes at it to get it right. So anyway, not a big deal. It's okay. Mistakes will be made. You know, it's not a big deal, as I said, and as I've said on numerous occasions, it really isn't a big deal. I mean, let's be honest, we're not curing anything. And you know, it's just so typical of me to stuff up something as easy as a kiwi nail art. But I've never done a kiwi nail art. I don't know why not, but I never have. So anyway, it's no big deal. Got your general design, you can go ahead and remove whatever it is that you're using to protect the skin around your nails, and then you can just do the little bit of cleanup that is necessary after that. is my favourite bit because it means I get to do some painting, and we're using some black acrylic craft paint. I've told you my reasons for using that so many times, you're probably sick of it, but I'm going to say it again. I use acrylic craft paint because it doesn't tend to smudge and it dries really fast. It's fabulous. I love it. So we're doing, basically you're going to do little sort of dots and dashes and like pip type design around the outside of your white center area. From that, we're then going to do some more, you know, authentically pippy types of pip. Do you know what pips or seeds? Seeds, because not everybody. No, I don't know. Anyway, so seeds and pips around further around the outside, just not too far out because you don't want to make it look really ridiculous. But a couple more. Now I'm really rambling. You know what I mean. KIWI design could be so difficult. Now I do know that there is a shop, What's Up Nails, actually do have a stamping plate and it covers all 4 of these designs, but I don't have the stamping plate, so I decided that's, oh, I should have said that at the beginning. I was somewhat inspired by their stamping plate, which I do not have. I'll put a link in the description box down below so you can go and check it out if you don't want to go through all of this mess that I've gone through. But anyway. Design goes on my index nail, which I have a repeating issue with contact dermatitis, so ignore its condition. It still looks fine, kind of. I hate it. I'm not a happy camper when I have like a flare up. It's not super bad right now, but anyway, I'm using the sponge technique again. So I'm using another couple of all of the polishes I'm using today are from KESTER Black, just because they tended to have the colors that I wanted to use. So anyway, again, links will be in the description box down below for those that are available. Some of their polishes are no longer available, some of the ones that I'm using, so I apologize for that. But they're on my shelf, so they stare at me all the time saying, use me, use me. Now I'm talking all over this one because I hate it. I really hated how it turned out. I didn't hate how it turned out, but it wasn't my best watermelon mani I've ever done. I've done better. I literally have done better, so I'm just going to fast forward through most of this. My actual favourite part of doing any watermelon mani I've ever done is doing the seeds or the pips or whatever you like to call them. I have this really severely angled brush I bought from a craft store years ago and I love it, and it's the only thing I've ever used, I think, to ever make the seeds for a watermelon. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Don't have any links for you though, I'm sorry. Now these two are completely dry, so we're going to go ahead and seal them in with my favourite top coat. Of course, that is Seche Vite, as per usual. So we're going to go ahead and top coat the kiwi fruit and the watermelon. So it's time to move on to the cherries, which is a relatively easy design. I mean, relatively easy. I mean, it's a super simple, easy design to do. I'm just using a dotting tool to create some little dots, obviously, which will be the cherries. Don't worry if they're a little bit skewy or not exactly perfect, because we're not going for that. Now, once you've done that, you can then come in with some black acrylic craft paint. I do recommend it. And we're going to create the little stalks and some little leaves. And again, we are not looking for perfection here, just for, you know, general, like if someone looks at it, they'll go, oh, that's a cherry. And, you know, recognition is all we're looking for. Now, I will say I did make the mistake of going onto the Instagram Explore page and I happened upon a Russian nail artist called Nadia Ostinova and accidentally came across, some of her fruit paintings, and it just made me feel really bad. She is so good, it's not funny. I will even link her details in the description box down below. She, like, if you want to be completely awed and overwhelmed, but if you have a fragile ego, then don't go and look at her stuff because it's just very frighteningly good. Made me feel really stupid for doing these kinds of cherries. Like, she does like realistic. Anyway, you go and have a look and then come back and tell me how fabulous she is. Scary. Okay, enough about beating up on myself. So once we've done the cherries, and by the time you've done all of your stalks, your little red dots should be completely dry, and then you can come in with some white acrylic craft paint and put some little highlights in to make them even better. because they'll be so fabulous by then. Yay. And finally to my pinky and some lemons, and we're just going to create the lemons using a yellow polish. This is called Acid from, again, KESTER Black. Not sure if it's available, but I will check. By the time this goes up, you will know. If there's a link, it'll be available. So we're doing general lemon shapes first, and then we're going to go over them with some black acrylic craft paint, of course. Obviously going to do as many lemons as you can fit on your nails, and actually I forgot to even mention this, but I'll talk about it now. I was at Kmart and I was buying sheets and pulled a sheet packet off the shelf with my good hand and snapped off the tip of my nail. So that's why my nails are really short. I can't believe I didn't mention it before. So sorry. I'm sure you're all like wondering why. Anyway, let's get back to the lemons. We're first doing a couple of little black dots on the ends of each of the lemon, and then we're going to outline each of the lemons. Now, I mean, you don't have to do this, but I think that makes them look more like lemons. If you don't outline them, they just look like weird yellow, I don't know what. They don't look like lemons unless you outline them. I don't know why, they just don't. And finally, of course, we're going to go ahead and seal the cherries and the lemons under my favourite top coat, which of course is Seche Vite, as per usual. And that's it for this one. I really hope you liked it. Now, I don't know if you can notice it from this photo, but from this next shot, you'll notice that the background is really blurred out and the foreground is really sharp. I did that with an app called Patch, which was recommended to me by my super techie head sister, simply because I'm super jealous that she has an iPhone 7 Plus and I have just an iPhone 7. Rest assured, when I renew my, when I get my new phone at the end of the year, I will be getting a plus one with the double photo thingy, so you can do that diffusing thing in the background, because I think it makes your photos look so much better. And yeah, I always only ever use my iPhone to take my videos and my photos because I can. Anyway, thank you so much again for watching. I will see you next time. Bye, chickies. Oh, and thank you for subscribing, and thanks for that delicious thumbs up. Oh, and don't forget to go and watch whatever video pops up on your screen now, and don't forget to subscribe, because you know it's free. Okay, I'm going now. Bye. This is a long one, sorry.